Okay, so a quick one. Remember in the last lesson I did, I talked about solving linear equations. Okay, so I'm just going to show us this, and then we are going to take a break from all those algebra thing where you're seeing too many a, x, b, and all those kind of things. So we are going to take a break from that and do some other things before we can come back to stuff regarding to algebraic expression, equations, and all that. All right. So let's start. Let's start. So we want to factorize this. Now, whenever you have a mathematical expression and they ask you to factorize, what they ask simply asking you to do is to look for the common factors and the common factors. All right, like the highest common factor. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. They said I should factorize 2a plus 4b. 2a plus 4b. So I'm going to do is to look for the highest common factor of 2a and 4b. Alright, highest common factor of 2a and 4b. Remember, this is how we go about looking for highest common factor. So we look for a number that can divide this and divide this. Right, that's how it works for highest common factor. So, and the number here I know is 2 because 2a divided by 2 give me a. 4a divided by 2 will give me 2b. Right, now I have a and 2b. Is there any number, anything that can divide a and 2b? No, there is nothing. Okay, if I bring in 2, a cannot be divided by 2, but 2b can be divided by 2. Quite alright, but a cannot. So because a cannot and 2b can, since both of them cannot, we don't work, we just end it here. So this now tells us that the highest common factor of 2a and 4b is simply going to be 2. Alright, so if that is the case, then this is how we are now going to write this expression. We are going to write it as 2, that's the highest common factor, into the bracket of a, alright, a plus 2b. A plus 2b. So with this, I have factorized this. You grab. So that's just how factorization works. Now, if I'm going to also factorize this, all I'm going to do, let's say I have 18ah minus 15ab. Alright, so I'm just going to look for the highest common factors of 18ah and 15ab. Alright, there's no need going with the negative sign. Now, what can I use to divide 18ah and 15ab? I can use 3. Okay, 18ah divided by 3 is going to give me 6ah, and 15ah divided by 3 is going to give me 5ab. Okay, the question again is what can divide both of them? Again, I know a can divide both of them. Alright, so 6ah divided by a is going to give me 6h. 5ab divided by a is going to give me 5b. So what that means is that my highest common factor is simply going to be 3 times a. 3 times a, which is what? 3a. So that's the highest common factor of 18ah and minus 15ab. So I'm going to write this expression as this. The highest common factor here, which is 3a, into the bracket of what is left, 6h plus 5b. So with this, I have been able to factorize this. Okay, now you can check this out. If I use this and multiply this, I'll get this. If I use this and multiply this, this is supposed to be a negative sign. If I use this and multiply this, I get this. Okay, it's a minus because of the minus here. Alright, so let's also look at the other guy. The one with a fraction where we have a over 4 plus b over 2. Okay, now normally what we just do here is simple. It's simple because all we just need to do is to get the highest common factor of 4 and 2. So once I get the highest common factor of 4 and 2, which is 2 here, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Excuse me. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that's done, right? There's nothing else that can go through both of them. So I'm left with 2. So that means that this denominator, this whole stuff can be written as the highest common factor. But since it is in a fraction, I'm going to have 1 over 2. Are you seeing that? Now, I would have looked for the highest common factor of A and B, but there is no highest common factor of A and B to get the numerator. Alright? There is no highest common factor of A and B, which is just 1. Okay, so that's why I have 1. Okay, let me show you what I simply mean. So I get the highest common factor of the denominator, which is 2. Let me get the highest common factor of the numerator. So I have A here and B. So what can divide A and divide B at the same time? There is nothing. So we are just going to treat that as 1. Okay, nothing. So this will now become 1 over 2 into A over 2 here, right? Because when I divided this by, I got this 2 and plus B over, should I say 1? Yeah. So this is how we have been able to factorize this fraction. Okay, I'm going to, before we go to the fourth one, I'm going to look and give you, before we go to the fourth one, I'm going to give you another example on factorizing the fraction. Okay, but for now, this is it. Okay, let me just show you that quickly. Another example for factorizing fractions. So let's say I have 3b over 4 plus 15b all over 12. Nope, 12 no work. All over 16. All over 16. Okay, so now let's look at this. So to solve this, to factorize this, we remember the question here is to factorize. So we want to factorize this. So to factorize this is simply going to be that the LCM, we are going to look for the highest common factor of 4 and 16. Remember here we are not adding. Okay, the question is not to add. The question is to factorize. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we want to do. And of course, you can see that this and this cannot be added. Okay, let me even change this. Sorry, I'm just setting this question like an impromptu thing. So let me give you this so that you will not be thinking of adding it together. Okay, so at this point, this is simply going to become highest common factor of the denominators, 4 and 16. So look for a number that can divide through. I know it's always safe to start with the prime factors. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8, right? Then again, 2 can go. 2 divided by 2, 1. 8 divided by 2, 4. So there's nothing that can go again. So the highest common factor of the denominators here is going to be 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. So let's look at the highest common factor of the numerator. Here we have 3b and we have 15h. So what can divide this and this? I know 3. 3b divided by 3 will give us b. 15h divided by 3 will give us 5h. Okay, so that means you are going to be left with that the HCF of the numerator is what? 3, because that's the only thing we have here. So having said that, that means that this expression will become, outside the bracket you are going to have on the numerator, the highest common factor is 3, and on the highest common factor on the denominator is 4, into the bracket of, when we divide this by 3 we are left with b, right? So b all over, what did we get here? Over 4 is going to be 1 plus what do we have here? 5h, right? That's what is left from this. When we take 3 out, we are left with 5h. So this becomes 5h. And when we take 4 out, what do we have left? 4 here. So this becomes 5h over 4. So with this, we have been able to factorize this fraction. Okay, so that's how factorization works. Let's look at this one, the last one here, which is quite simple. Please, if I have erased this in so much of a hurry without giving you time to, you can go back, pause the video and look at it. Okay, so having done that, let's go to the next one, the last question here. 4AH plus 16AH, okay, plus 3CB. Okay, sorry, I'm actually working on it. 4AH plus 3CB plus 16AH plus 6CB. Okay, actually I would want you to try solving this. Okay, I'll give you the answer, but you are going to solve it to find out if the answer is correct. Alright. Alright guys, so what I just simply did here was is this. Okay, I rearranged this. I wanted you to do it on your own. But anyway, so I rearranged this. Okay, this and this. I collected the like terms. Okay, so let me write that here. Collect like terms. Then after collecting like terms, I then look for the highest common factor, and that's it. Okay, so for this, maybe sometimes I may visit algebraic expression factorization, once more as we progress. But for this now, this is what we have for you. Thank you.